Hey, want some more of that? Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason, and this is Art of Creation Homestead. It's possibly the best time of the year. It's Christmas. Now, look, I get it. We're gardeners. We love to grow food. We can't exactly be doing that right now outside. We want to plant and harvest and everything else, but we can't really be doing that. So, might as well be making some candy, right? So we're gonna be over here. Angela makes some delicious fudge. She makes several different kinds of delicious fudge. She's coughing, but no, we've got so she's got a beautiful s'mores fudge recipe that we're gonna try out on you, okay?
Okay, this is gonna kick off a lot of Christmas baking and candy making for you guys. So I hope you're ready. So let's start off with what you need to do first before you ever get started on the cooking part, because it's got to go fast at that point. So we have an 8x8 square pan here. You can use a 9x9. It won't be as thick if you use a 9x9. And I have it lined with foil and buttered.
Why'd you line it with foil?
Because the foil works as a sling so that you can pull it out.
All right.
If not, you're going to have to try to take a knife and dig it out of the pan.
Exactly.
Which is not easy.
So it's lined with butter, right?
It's all greased up with butter.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, now in this bowl, we have an 11.5 ounce bag of milk chocolate chips. We have a 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream or marshmallow fluff, whichever you call it. And we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, over here, we have a 1.5 cups of broken up pieces of graham cracker. I broke these, just break them in irregular shards. And then we have a 1.5 cups of miniature marshmallows, and I mixed the two together.
Why'd you do miniature instead of the big ones?
The big ones would just be too much.
Okay, you probably get a more appropriate measurement too.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then over here, this is to make it pretty. If you don't want it pretty, then forget about this. Okay, I have another 1/2 cup of broken up graham cracker pieces. I broke these a little smaller. And then I have another 1/2 cup of miniature marshmallows.
Just for decorating.
This is for decorating to let everybody know what their mouth is in store for.
All right.
Now, follow me over to the stove and we'll get this started. Now, in this pot, we have a 1.5 cups of sugar. We have 1 stick, which is a 1/2 cup, of salted butter. You want salted this time, because that extra little pop of salt is going to help this whole thing out a lot.
It'll balance it.
Yes. And butter makes you have a holly jolly Christmas.
And better butter.
And now we are putting in 3/4 cup of heavy cream. And be sure and scrape down your measuring cup, because it does leave a film on your measuring cup, and you're not getting your full measurement if you don't scrape as much out as possible.
And with fudge, it's very delicate, isn't it?
Yes, it's very delicate. Now this is a little more forgiving than other types.
Like an old-fashioned fudge.
This is a little more forgiving, but it still has to be a little more precise. Now, we're turning that over on medium heat. And we're gonna let this go until the sugar and the butter melts. And it comes to a good rolling boil that you can't stir down. I'll show you what it looks like when it gets there. I nearly forgot to tell you, you need to keep this moving. You need to keep stirring it constantly, because between the heavy cream, the butter, and the sugar, this is a recipe for disaster if you leave it alone and let it burn.
Yep. So, because it'll burn on the bottom, right, if you don't keep stirring?
Yes, it will scorch. Right. Even though it's not yet to a boil, it can still scorch.
It'll stick to the bottom and scorch.
Because there's a lot of sugar here and a lot of butter fat content between the heavy cream and the butter. As you can see, it's at a boil, a good strong boil, that no matter how much I'm stirring it, I can't stir it down. It's still over medium heat, and I'm still stirring it. Now, you let it boil like this for 5 minutes, and you continue stirring it the whole time, because you want to be sure and scrape down the sides and scrape down the bottom, because you do not want this to burn. So just keep it moving and be careful, because it's gonna try to pop a little bit and stuff, and it's like molten lava. Okay, we're over here with this molten lava. You want to pour this molten lava over the chips and the marshmallow fluff and the vanilla in the bowl. And be very careful, because if you get this on you, you are going to be severely burnt. You want to get as much as you can out of the pot. Now, you want to start stirring it. It's not going to take long at all, as hot as that is. It's not going to take long at all for this to melt. You want everything to melt. As you can tell, I am using a silicone spatula. It makes it so much easier to scrape everything down and make sure you get everything incorporated well.
And things don't get gunked up on your spoon either.
Yes. And also, these are very heat resistant, so they can take it.
Yeah.
Without getting hot. Like a stainless steel spoon handle will be very hot at this point.
And that's mixing fast.
Yes, it's mixing very fast.
I mean, wooden spoons work, right? But,
yes, wooden spoons will work as well.
But they'll hold on to your gunk.
Yes, they will.
Or they're harder to clean.
They're much harder to clean.
Yeah.
You want to keep this moving until you have one mass of just chocolate goo, until all your marshmallow is mixed in. You'll want to beat it a little vigorously to get it all mixed in, because you want to work fast. Scraping down the bottom and the sides really well. And see,
that smells like s'mores. I can smell it.
Now you've got.
That's nice.
Now, it's starting to cool down a little, but you want it to be cool enough that it's not going to melt your miniature marshmallows as you put them in. It's okay if it melts them just a little bit.
Because you want this what's in this container to stay whole, like you're getting a bite of the s'mores, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, you want to let this cool down just a little bit. So you want to keep it moving, because the more you move it, the more you agitate it, the cooler it's going to get.
It's funny, because when I get agitated, I get hot.
Ha ha ha.
I get agitated, I can start heating up.
See, now I can actually touch it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to be able to actually touch it, which tells me it's cooling down. And see, you can see as it's cooling down, it's getting thicker.
Yep.
So now I can go ahead and add these in. But you got to work quick, because you don't want that marshmallow to start melting. So just work quick. And just kind of fold everything in. And see, your marshmallows are not melting.
No, they're not. They're doing good.
They're getting a little soft, but they're not melting. So now you want to pour this into your buttered dish. Be sure and scrape down all that goodness out of the pot. Well, this isn't a pot. This is a bowl, Angela. But I usually like to leave just a little bit
for
in
licking.
the bottom of the pot. Not for licking, although Jason does use it for licking. So that you see if it's going to get hard.
Yeah.
Because if you leave that little bit, you'll see if it's going to get hard.
It'll set up or not.
Now, you want to push this into the pan. Now we're going to make it pretty. That is, if you're into making it pretty. We're going to take some of these graham cracker pieces.
You'll do it while it's warm, right? Because
yes.
It'll stick that way.
Yes. You want to kind of scatter them around just a little bit. Make sure everybody gets some love. This is just to let people know what their mouth is in store for.
That's a good point. That's actually a good point. If you're taking this somewhere, this will signify to somebody what they're actually getting a piece of.
Yes. Now you want to kind of push these down just a little bit. You want to sprinkle these marshmallows over the top. Just kind of scatter them around.
That's going to work, ain't it?
I hope so.
That's good.
You just kind of want to scatter them around. Make it kind of pretty. Just tuck them in here and there.
And this whole process has been, what, less than 45 minutes?
It's quick.
It's very quick.
It's very quick. Now for the long part. Now you have to put it in the refrigerator and let it set up, which will take probably about an hour or so.
It'll take a little bit, but it's okay. You're done with the cooking.
There you go. Now push your marshmallows in just a little bit. And I'll be back and show you what it looks like when it's all set up. It's nice and set up now. It took about 2 hours or so for it to fully set up nicely. And see, now like I've told you, you can use this as a sling to just pull out the whole thing. See?
Perfect. Look at that.
Now, you will undo the sides of your foil. And where you buttered it, it should be easier to peel down. And you can peel it down this way and get a much better slice and not have to take a knife and dig it out of the pan.
Yep.
So now we will cut it. We'll see what it looks like inside.
Awesome.
And that's what it looks like inside.
Come here, hug at that.
Jason has been known to enjoy fudge. Haven't you?
Just a couple times. Hand that here.
Pick whichever one you want.
Hand that here.
There you go.
So, we got this beautiful fudge right here. Look at that. That's nice, ain't it? Yep. S'mores. That's what it is. Hey, want some more of that? Thank you all so much for watching. It's a beautiful fudge recipe. So if you're going to family get together, work, whatever, I just want some good fudge. What's the work? Alright. Thank you guys. Again, my name is Jason. That's Angela K. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.